All right, folks. Today, we've got a gripping tale of heartbreak and redemption from r/TrueOffMyChest. Picture this: a happy marriage shattering into pieces, an unthinkable betrayal, and a life reborn from its ashes. Sounds intense, right? Well, it is. Alrighty, let's dive in. My ex-husband, who cheated on me with my sister, emailed me after 6 years. Posted by Expensive Concept 152. I'm a 33-year-old woman. I met my husband Dan almost 15 years ago at a restaurant where I was celebrating my 18th birthday. He was really nice, charming, and mature. He made me feel so loved and special. For some context, I grew up in a dysfunctional family. My mom and dad used to always fight. My dad would sometimes go out and not come back for months. He died when my sister Abby was born. Ever since Abby's birth, my mom has always preferred Abby over me. Abby was basically babied by my mother. She didn't neglect me at all. She always did her best as a mother and provided for me, but I always felt that something was missing. After Dan came into my life, I didn't feel like there was something missing anymore. He supported me, was caring, always bought me gifts, and took me out on long drives. I felt complete when I was with him. We got married after dating for 4 years. I wanted to start a family right away, but Dan encouraged me to get my master's degree and help me build my career. He wanted us to be in a stable position financially before we started thinking seriously about having kids. He was the best guy I could ever ask for. After 5 years of being happily married, I discovered that my husband was cheating on me with Abby. I discovered the affair when my husband made an excuse that he would go out of town for a week, but he stayed in town and booked a hotel room where he and Abby could secretly meet. This had been going on for 6 months behind my back. I was devastated. Abby and I were close growing up. I loved her and cared for her. How could she do this to me? After I found out, Dan and I had a fight. I asked him how he could do this to me with my sister, who had just turned 19. He said that he didn't love me anymore, that I didn't give him enough attention, and that I'm not the same girl that he fell in love with. During this mess, I discovered that I was pregnant, but due to the stress, I lost the baby. He didn't even care enough to visit me at the hospital when I lost our child. He was having a weekend getaway with my sister. I should have seen the signs. Abby would always be touchy with Dan. Dan would sometimes stare at her. My mother, as usual, took Abby's side and told me to just make peace with it. I wanted to end my life because I had no one left. I lost my child, my husband, my whole family. Then, my best friend Tina, my savior, came to my rescue. She was moving to another state and asked me to come with her. I said yes. I was already divorced at that point, and we lived in a small town, so I would obviously run into my ex and my sister a lot. It took me a while to settle into my new life in a different state, but I met some kind people there that helped me heal some of my trauma. I still have trust issues. I met my current husband, Tony, who's 32, 1 year after moving into my new place. I was really hesitant and kept my guard up, but he showed me that he's trustworthy and loves me a lot. I was so happy with him that I almost forgot about the life that I had back in my hometown. His parents were really welcoming and generous people. We got married a year ago, and I'm now pregnant with our first child. Yesterday, I got an email from my ex, Dan. It just brought back all the bad memories. He mentioned that he misses me, that he tried to find me, but he couldn't. He said that he's very miserable with my sister. He says that she's very dumb and doesn't care about him like I do. He remembered that I used to bake him a cake and throw birthday parties for him, but Abby only texted him happy birthday and didn't even bother to buy him a cake. Plus, she's very rude, so she doesn't respect him, and she's always at the bar with her friends. He also mentioned that she's cheated on him 5 times already. The last affair was with his cousin. Her mother also doesn't stop her. He says that soon he's going to file for divorce, but lately, he's been missing me a lot. He wants us to try again as a couple. He wants us to become a family just like before. Since I don't have social media, except for Instagram, which is private, he probably doesn't know that I'm married and have a baby on the way. I don't know if I should feel pity for him or just laugh because the grass on his side is very brown rather than green. I decided to send Dan an email and be done with it. The email read, "Dan, I'm sorry to hear that you're suffering, but there's no way that I could be with you. Yes, there was a time when I used to be the girl who would have taken you in a heartbeat, but that girl isn't here anymore. That girl died the day that I had a miscarriage and you were somewhere shacking up with my sister. I called you, but you never picked up. I'm married to a wonderful man who loves me and cherishes me. I'm also pregnant with our first child. I'm beginning this new chapter of my life with someone I love and care for deeply, so please do not contact me ever again. You made your choice. You chose my barely legal sister over me. I don't care if she cheats on you or if she doesn't respect you. Someone like you doesn't deserve loyalty or respect anyways. I left my old life behind in my old town. It would be best for you to just move on and self-reflect. You're just a deeply insecure man who's getting old and who thought that having a young woman by his side would look good. Goodbye." "Well," my ex replied within an hour of me emailing him. He said that he was stupid enough to believe that I would still wait for him, and he said that he would always wait for me because no matter what, I'll always be his baby doll. I cringed hard. He used to call me that, but now it feels repulsive. I also got an email from my mom and my sister. My mom just congratulated me and was excited that she was going to be a grandmother, and my sister did the same, saying that she would be a cool aunt. I can't believe these people. They forgot how they treated me when I needed them, and moreover, betrayed me. I cried for a long time because I've been reading your comments, and it seems like my sister and I were groomed by that man. I feel so stupid. I know I shouldn't be mad at my sister, but she was old enough to know that it's bad to have an affair with a married man, someone who's also your sister's husband. I blocked all of them. I'm 5 months pregnant and I don't need more stress. God bless my husband. He comforted me when I cried and took me out for ice cream. All right, folks. OP posted an update just to clarify a few things and provide some context about her current situation. So here we go. I've cooled down now and think I can provide a more detailed update. Thanks to everyone for their support. I needed it. The email from my ex hit me like a train, causing flashbacks of everything he did to me. I believe you all deserve a more comprehensive update. After I sent him my reply, he emailed back within an hour, as mentioned in my previous update. A few hours later, I received 2 more emails, one each from my mom and sister, sent to an old email address that I rarely use now. I'm not sure how they learned about my pregnancy. I try to maintain a low profile and haven't posted any baby bump pics on social media, nor made any announcements. This news unsettled me and I broke down crying on the spot. Luckily, my husband Tony was there. He knows everything about my past, as I've never hidden anything from him. He comforted me and reassured me that we are hundreds of miles away from my family. He even took me out for ice cream, which helped calm me down. It took 2 cones, though. I shared my concerns with him about my mom and sister possibly demanding to see my baby, we're having a girl, and he reassured me that he'd involve his uncle, a police officer, and consult his lawyer friend on the matter. He made me laugh with a joke that he'd move to a different country if needed. Additionally, someone suggested that I should alert any daycare centers about my mom and sister in case they try to steal my baby. But we aren't planning on using daycare. Although I'm currently working, I've decided to quit my job and focus on my baby and recovering from childbirth. I have a substantial amount in savings and plan to return to work when our little princess is a bit older. My in-laws are amazing. They live nearby and have offered to help with the baby. I also have a great support system in my friends. Tina and her wife Jenny have basically adopted me and have always been there to support me. I'm grateful to be surrounded by such good people, something I didn't have growing up. For now, I'll sign off and enjoy some pampering from my husband. If anything major happens, I'll provide another update. I've blocked my ex, my sister, and my mother on all platforms. Okay, wow, just need a sec to process that. Our storyteller here drops this saga like, just another day dealing with my cheating husband and backstabbing little sister. You know, the usual. Dan, our not-so-heroic figure, is trying to navigate through the mess he created with the grace of a drunk flamingo. I mean, really cheating with the sister-in-law? What's next? Falling in love with the family goldfish. And the audacity to plead for a second chance because his new grass isn't as green. Buddy, you traded your garden for a weed field, so deal with it. Then we have the little sister who's acting like she just stumbled into this situation. It's as if she accidentally fell and ended up in her sister's husband's bed. And then she still wants to play aunt to her sister's children? Talk about not understanding how actions have consequences. Honey, there's no get out of jail free card in the Monopoly game of life. But let's give a standing ovation to our storyteller who maneuvered through this mess with the patience of a saint. She played her cards right, and not only did she land on her feet, but she's bouncing back like a champion on a trampoline. Karma sure didn't forget the address of these two and delivered a full-blown hurricane. Talk about cosmic justice. And at the end of this emotional roller coaster, our protagonist found her happiness. It's like she's the main character in a Netflix drama who, against all odds, comes out victorious. That, my friends, is how you make a comeback. Hey wait, as always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And let me know what you would have done if you were in this situation down in the comments below. Anyways, stay safe out there in that crazy world. Much love, peace.